It's a real wake up call. It's Tuesday. Like, you could have been anywhere else. You could be getting your favorite coffee right now. You could be having breakfast. You could be on your way to work. You could be at work right now. You called off work to be here. Yeah, I know. We know. So you here. Welcome. Welcome. We are live here, man. Appreciate all of y'all that pull up, man. That's in the comments every Tuesday morning. We're a little bit earlier today because I got things to do. So yeah, man. Typically we start at 8:15. Today we start at 8 o'clock, technically 8:03 or 8:04, I think, to be exact. But got my dog Lito here. First off, Lito, how you doing, bro?
I'm tired, but I'm good, man. I'm here to pot. We'll pot for food.
Old tied up. Yeah, man, I don't know if Justin will be here or not. But shout out to Justin, man. And shout out to Lala for putting all of these graphics and everything together. So let's get right into it, man. Let's start with Lito's favorite player, man. I wish I had the and it's on me. I should have got like some of the old clips of some of the things you said about Tyler Shough, bro.
No, you had to do that. I remember.
You gotta, yeah. So you gotta make a.
Hey, I'm gonna keep the same energy. I'm gonna keep the same energy, dog. Look.
People want to know if you owe Tyler Shough an apology, bro.
So generally speaking, let's say this: is Tyler Shough playing better than I thought he would? He got 5 touchdowns. He's got 5 interceptions. He's thrown for 1,200 yards. Is he playing better than Spencer Rattler was? It's the same numbers to me. Do I think he's better than Spencer Rattler? Yes.
By how much?
I think he's better in the terms of I could see them not even trying to bother drafting a quarterback and just trying to build on what Shough did in his last game. I'll say this: Tyler Shough has intangibles and toughness that the tape ain't really show me in college. And again, I was very biased because of his age. Really not interested in the 26-year-old quarterback. But I will say, you know what's crazy? When I went back, I started doing some like film work a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Him and Juwan Johnson playing together in college as freshmen and him throwing passes to Juwan Johnson, and then Juwan been in the NFL for like 4 years. It's like kind of insane.
That's an old man, bro, at quarterback. That's what
yeah, man. But I will say this, man. Tyler has intangibles. He can use his legs. Really tough kid. He should have been sacked on a couple of those plays yesterday. Sunday. Am I gonna apologize? I ain't ready to apologize yet because it's still 5-5. It still ain't really translated to wins. But much like Spencer, I'm not putting those losses on Tyler. The Saints just not a good team.
So, I mean, do you think? You said that, let's say we're heading towards a possibility or a strong possibility that Shough is holding off the Saints acquiring a quarterback next year, right? And by acquiring, that just means a high draft pick or via trade. Let's say that ultimately what Shough is able to do. How do you feel about the path you go to building around someone like Shough, considering his age, considering I think next year what he'll be 27?
Yeah,
close to the time the season start. Like, that's not traditional for the age that your second year quarterback will be.
Right.
He almost has he almost needs to reach his ceiling or reach close to his ceiling a little quicker than the average young quarterback. How would you go about building around that? Because that doesn't feel like a situation where the Saints can just treat it like an old school rebuild at that point.
So at 26, I mean, I would say you at least got a good, if he's good, because that's still the thing. Like, we still don't know if he's the guy, but if he's good, you probably still got at least a good 5 years.
Yeah.
Where you could try to. What sucks is the Saints probably not gonna be good for another 2 years. He gonna be 29. Then you got to think about the way he plays. He's 6'5". Can he keep up his physical prime as far as like his speed? I will say, given a Taysom Hill blueprint, Taysom been injured a bunch of times and he's still fast as fuck. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got that to look forward to. I would say, by all intents and purposes, by the time Tyler Shough is 32, the New Orleans Saints should be on a path of going to the playoffs continually if they build around the defense, and obviously all these things have to connect.
How would you build around them, though? I mean, there was a graphic yesterday about Brandon Staley. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, my bad. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, I mean, there was a graphic yesterday about Brandon Staley. It was Sunday, about Staley and the improvements that he's helped make with the defense. And in a lot of ways, this defense has only just lost parts, whether it be due to injury or due to younger players stepping into prominent roles. And they've gotten better this year. There's still some weapons that need to be, added. You finally got you're starting to see younger players step up across the board, honestly. You got Devin Neal, running back out of Kansas, kind of taking over as Kamara's been hurt. They finally, next to Olave, have some other targets that are catching the ball, specific targets that they invested draft picks in, to go get Vele. And then, I mean, it's going to be question mark in regards to what they do at tight end moving forward. Juwan Johnson may be the interim guy there, but offensive line playing a little bit better. Do they have many, I guess, voids to fill at this point?
Yep.
To kind of take a jump.
Yeah.
Sooner than expected.
Yeah. They need talent. They got a lot of voids to fill. They have to shore up the offensive line. I think you need a better tight end. I think you obviously need more weapons at receiver. Vele is not, for what they traded for him, I ain't seen it. They were scared to play him for the first 8 weeks of the season. You gave him like a couple snaps here and there.
One good game last week. Not last week, but the week before last. I think he had like 6 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown against Miami.
Yeah, like, you got to if you want him to be good, I will say this: his pocket presence is really good. If I'm gonna give Shough some more flowers, pocket presence is really, really good. He does really well. He's gonna get hit. He's unaware that he's gonna get hit, and like, he still stands in the pocket. There was a play Sunday where the defender's hand was literally about to smash Tyler's face mask, and he's still, like, because he's tall enough, he's able to still go through the motion of throwing the football. Yeah, man, you gotta get some talent. I like Neal. Like, you gotta shore up what you're doing with Kamara, bro. Like, if he's gonna retire, just let him retire. Like, you can't hold me hostage because you don't want to, like, that's not how this game goes. You got to figure out what you're doing. Of course, the defense got to be there to help him also, like, get the ball back and have more possession.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, they have a lot to shore up.
So I think year 3, if really no matter what they do at quarterback, but if Shough works, I think, there would be some hope that they make some kind of even if it's small improvements next year, and in year 3, that's the year where you would want the biggest jump to the team possibly being good. And I think for the Saints, it's also the year where the most cap space opens up for them, where they can probably be a little bit more aggressive in adding talent. And not saying that they will be going for being a championship contender, but they'll still have Shough under his rookie contract, and they can be aggressive towards getting as many weapons and signing as many talented players, or bringing in as many talented players between their development and in free agency, to really try to get the best out of his talent before you have to make a decision ultimately shortly after that if you're going to pay him. So it's just interesting, man. I haven't seen many situations, and I guess it might be the new normal, Lito, with older quarterbacks, older players that are approaching 30 before you know it, and with them not having as much experience, it's just interesting to see if teams take different approaches on how they build around these guys, or if it really doesn't matter.
So let me ask you this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but let me ask you a complex question of sorts. Obviously, you want to see Tyler progress, and you want to see Tyler. You want him to win games,
yeah.
But like, do you want him to win games? Like, how good you want him to be? Because
yeah. Well, I mean, look, if he's making progress, I don't think it matters if they win or lose games, because my thought process when it comes to losing games, it's a lot more essential to me in regards to those losses, when you feel like you want to get another quarterback. If you're talking about getting skill position players, or you're talking about adding in the offensive line, defensive line, or whatever, I mean, the Saints are still going to be bad. As long as you're in the top 10, to me, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you could be in the top 5, even better. But top 10, for me, is where you want to be right now. The Saints been in most of these games. It's not like that they just been getting blown out. They've been fairly competitive. So that's telling me that while they're a bad team, they're not a bad team. You know what I'm saying? The Atlanta game, well, Atlanta ain't nothing to write home about a few weeks ago. They were in that game for a stretch. They were in the Miami game. They were in this game against Tampa that they ultimately won, that they won on the road. So I think that Shough winning these games could, maybe accelerate the process a little bit for him, and maybe how people in the front office see what this team needs to, ultimately do. So they get a top 10 pick, a top 8 pick, man, top 5 pick, whatever it is. I think that they'll be fine. Ultimately, though, only if they believe Shough is the guy, and I think they're starting to believe that, and others are. So,
do you think
what Hobbs says here, I can't tell you that right now. I think he has some talent, but I need more to really to tell you if he is the guy. And I think he needs a fair shot with some of these other voids here filled, added weapons at wide receiver, tight end, defense, whatever you think their weak spots are, but specifically with what he has to work with offensively. And then I can tell you, all right, this the dude or not. So let's move forward here, man. Let's go to Tulane, man. Tulane. After their win, what was it? Friday?
Yeah,
I think it was Friday. It was Friday. After beating North Texas, they are going to the college football playoff, dog.
Shout out to Tulane, man.
Yeah, man. They're going to the college football playoff. It's gonna be interesting, I mean, and look, I mean, they beat a ranked team in North Texas and ultimately winning the conference. And that's that's awesome, man. I know that there's a lot of talk about how good that they will be, if they deserve to be there at all. If this is good for college football, but before we get there, Lito, just what are your thoughts on they lost John Summerall, they promoted from within. What are your thoughts just about Tulane, period, making a college football playoff?
I mean, I think in general, it's great. It's great. It's great for Tulane. It's great for the future of Tulane. It's great for I forgot the name of the coach that they promoted, but it's great for him. I got
Aaron Hall.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I got something that I could point to and say, hey, look what we did last year. So come be a part of that.
History, by the way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
It's the first time.
Yeah, shout out. It's great for Uptown. I mean, make Uptown great again. Uptown ain't never fell off, but
thank you.
Yeah,
I was just wondering where you was going with that.
Not that Uptown.
Yeah, bro. So the first, yeah, bro. It's the first time ever that they've been in this playoff situation. Now it's not to say that this expanded format of the college football playoff system has been around that long, but I think it does say something for Tulane being involved. Lala put the comment up there. Their first game was against Ole Miss.
Yeah,
they play their Tulane's an 11 seed. They play Ole Miss, who's a 6 seed. They'll be playing them December 20th, so about 11 days from now, in Oxford. So it's gonna be interesting, man.
It's nasty.
Do you give them a shot to pull up an upset?
Every gun got a bullet. You can have a shot. Is that bitch gonna hit? I don't know. I don't feel good about that.
I think it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty bad. Is Summerall coaching that game?
I don't. Well, is he? I don't think so. Is he?
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm gonna say that. Let's just get this out of the way right now. Shout out to Tulane for the great historical season. We really appreciate everything y'all been doing.
James Madison made it too.
Yeah, they would get smoked too. We look forward to seeing what Tulane builds upon this. Man, let's get it. Man, I hate that Tulane is just a school that is like a coach just gets promoted, to like he does great, and then it's like, all right, I know what's about to happen. It's kind of what it feels like. I want better for Tulane, and that's not Tulane's fault. It's jewel of the city, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just, I'm just happy that, the Tulane fans, people in the city get to experience the first or something cool, like, especially with like how bad other parts of like New Orleans and Louisiana, LSU did, and where the Saints are at, where the Pelicans are at. It's great for the city. It's great for Uptown, like Lala said, to even have an opportunity to be in a spot. I remember when John Summerall took the job, I think in 23, he said that they would make a college football playoff. So they here. And I mean, look, they ain't, I don't think, now ain't the time to be scared of ducking fades or whatever. Pull off the upset, man. Go beat Ole Miss. Because guess what, Lito? If they're able to upset Lito, if they're able to upset, it's easy to upset Lito. If they upset Ole Miss, they get to play Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Win, lose, or draw, you got there, right? So,
all right. So, look, man, this gonna be a short show, y'all. I gotta dip, man. I put Kiffin up here, but ain't really nothing to talk about with Lane Kiffin, to be honest, man. He just here. He's solidifying his staff. They got what's my dog, the number one player in the country that 5 interviewed. Lamar Brown.
Yeah, Lamar. Shout out to Lamar. Shout out to 5.
Yeah, Lamar Brown. Defensive tackle, man. I think, but I've also seen him just called as an athlete, so he might be There might be a bunch of different. Yeah. He's been designated as an athlete, so we don't know exactly what he's gonna play. But I believe his position is defensive tackle, man. So shout out to Lamar Brown. And we'll see what else Lane Kiffin is able to do as he tries to put LSU football back on the map, even though they really don't go nowhere for very long traditionally. And then we go in here because I missed yesterday's show. Hold on. Queen.
Yeah, the big blizzard.
Yeah, the big. No, I thought we said we weren't calling them that.
What is the Big Easy?
I mean, I'm kind of over that. I'm kind of over that. Well, I mean, yesterday he was the big triple double.
The big trip. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That neither.
4 blocks, man.
4 blocks. Hey, nobody talked about the 4 blocks.
Nobody talked about the 4 blocks, bro. And it's all timing. It's all timing. Catching people at the rim before they get to their highest point. It's almost like defensive backlight, man. You know what I mean? He can't jump with you and meet you at the rim more than likely, but he uses his wingspan, uses his arms, really good. He finds a way. Man, that made me think of DeJounte Murray. Have you seen his arms? Have you seen his arms? But yeah, man, it's amazing what happens when you give him the basketball.
Man, look, shout out to DQ. DQ, he was having a rough couple weeks. He was having a rough couple weeks. He didn't look like himself. I will say in the show last night we talked about why is it that they cannot just like you see what it does to the team. You see the hard cuts to the basket. You see people playing more off ball. You see more movement when Derek Queen is at the top of the key with the basketball. Why is that not a staple? Why is this something we have to find ourselves back to instead of just staying there? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then like every other big man in the NBA, once you get a couple easy buckets, your whole rest of your game is going to open up for you. So I think what's happening here is that
James is in a spot to where he's trying to do many things at once. He's trying to not bring along the rookies too fast. He's trying to not get them into having individual success while I guess being a part of, like, there are certain bad habits that young players can get while losing with having individual success.
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to keep them to remember, even when they have big games, it's still about the win. It's still about some of the little things, I think. Now, I also with that, he's trying to give other players opportunity to have a basketball, which ultimately he gonna have to do. If Zion plays again, when Zion came back recently, a week ago, you got to get him the basketball. Trey had 19 shots. He needs his shots. Jeremiah Fears is your point guard, your starting point guard. You have that element. When if Jordan Poole ever returns to basketball, that ever happens, that's a thing. So yeah, bro. I ain't trying to give him bail, but I think he's trying to teach multiple lessons right now. But when you try to do that, you're overcomplicating the process. Because at the end of the day, Queen has an ability that, like, in regards to how he can call games and how he can control games, that you just don't have on the team. You just unless Zion's at his best, you don't have it on your team. And I don't think that those numbers are necessarily empty. They got to figure out a way to close these games. But I think that you clearly see, similar to the Dallas game a few weeks ago, this game, every time he plays the Spurs for whatever reason, like, this is what he can do. It's not an accident anymore. This is that this isn't an anomaly. This is the type of player that he's going to be when you give him the basketball, and you're gonna have to take the highs and the lows that come along with that, with him being a young talent, the maturity of it. But it's just another reminder, man. You don't have to run the entire offense through him, but you're gonna be a lot better off putting that basketball in his hand.
Why wouldn't you?
Again, bro, like I think it's a thing of not giving somebody not giving somebody the entire game too early.
I think I understand that if we were talking about like, and this is, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but if we was talking about like an Eve Misi, right, who just a raw basketball player is not as skilled as a Dairy Queen. If you was trying to do that, you talking about a dude who like, that's how we gotta play. We gotta play, and you got so much riding on the line with what you gave up to get him. Like, you gotta kind of gotta accelerate the timeline. Now,
but I mean, but here's the thing though, like you trying to teach too though, bro. I don't think it's as simple as just like, hey, just do you, and we'll figure it out. Nah, because at the same time, like you trying to perfect him. So that means that you don't, there's certain bad habits that he has that you also gotta approach, and you gotta acknowledge during the process. And if that means that he has to sit on the bench for a little bit because he's frustrated, he's not getting his way and he's pouting, or he's continuing to be upset that he's not getting a foul call and he's not getting back on defense, or he's being lazy, he doesn't have the ball in his hand, you got to address those things as well. What I would say in this, because bro, Queen gonna be Queen regardless. I know he could do this. I knew he could do this in the college team. Ain't none of this surprising to me. Ain't none of surprising to you. We talked about this. So I'm confident in what you got. Now, I think though, you still got to treat some of his weaknesses the same way you applaud at his strengths. This is gonna happen, but how do you do that? So that means that, hey, okay, this possession, I want you to find a way to be active without having the ball in your hand. Some nights it's not going to be about you. Now, you can't waste him either. It's a balance, though, that Borrego has to find. But I think that we also got to, like, if Queen gets the ball every night and he's out there putting up 20, 10, and 5, and the shit become easy to him, at what point does he start building on bad habits on a losing team to where, like, all right, well, I mean, shit, I could kind of do what I want to do right now because I'm this good. Okay. Now, I think it's some real, it's some teaching that got to be in there as well to kind of show them, like, hey, the bad ain't, like, there's certain shit you ain't gonna be to get away with at the same time. I don't care how good you are.
Okay, I feel that because I start thinking about Zion, I start thinking about complaining to the refs and not getting back on defense, and I mean, I could say the same thing about Trey.
Yeah,
you ain't have a teacher to really like. Yeah, okay. So you need discipline along with guidance.
Yeah, because sometimes Lito is too extreme. Willie Green, in some respects, was right about Trey his rookie year, but he was way too extreme after that going forward with the way that he was trying to treat him along the process, trying not to give him everything too early. Like you gotta find that balance. And I think some people are way too extreme. Either fuck it, just do what you do, and the game gonna work out itself, and you praying that the maturity and everything happens on its own, which never happens. You know what I'm saying? A child can't teach itself. Not calling him a child, but I'm just saying, and then the other side, it's like, it's finding that balance between the shelter kid and the kid that's outside all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what ultimately they're gonna have to figure out. But Trey's a perfect example. Like Willie held him to a crazy standard. I think was good for him, but there was also parts of it that didn't make sense.
I think a lot of it didn't make sense. And like, you taught him lessons, in my opinion, that there was nothing to be learned from. Like nothing. You killed his confidence. Like you killed his confidence. And it took away from, in my opinion, it took away a second year leap. So, but also you got to figure out how to a way to play. Figure out how Queen and Fierce can play together. They got to figure out how to mesh their talents together.
Yeah, it's a balance. So I mean, if every 4 games Dairy Queen's having a great game that's all across the timeline, I'm cool with that. But this rookie year, it can't. I think when it comes to development, like if you gonna get him, Lito, if you gonna really like instill certain things in him, you got to do it now. Because once he gets a full off season, and now like people are recognizing the name and they recognizing the face, and he get to get into a program and working with his own people and going into year 2, I think it's over at that point. It's like in this league. So if you want to teach him actual things, working on critiques and things, like you got to do it now.
Shout out to DeAndre Jordan, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with that. I think tell you what, he gonna get better. I tell you what else. I guarantee you I'm not gonna come into year 2 or year 3. It's not gonna be year 4. And I'm gonna ask you, like, what has he got better at? What has he worked on? I guarantee you
it. This the thing though, bro. Like, y'all talking to me. I was one of the ones that said draft Queen. I was one of the ones that say get a bro, like give him the basketball. Like you, like, of course, like, yes, this is who he is. But I mean, I'm saying I can understand a process of also trying to bring him along and teach him other things in the process that don't involve him having the basketball, because I know you can do these things. I know you can do these things. And no matter what, my dog, that's gonna be his future. No matter what James tried to teach him today, there's gonna be a time where everything runs through Derek Queen. That is gonna be the complete identity. But you want to create an offensive identity with your rookies, surely. But there's gonna be things that automatically change based off of their individual progressions. You know what I mean? Like, so the identity today ain't gonna be the identity next year or 2 years once Queen gets a jumper or Queen or Fierce starts shooting more threes. That's gonna change the identity by itself. I think there's also certain character things that you gotta focus on that's important, and I don't even know if Borrego is gonna be the coach moving forward. So he just may be trying to get bro game right now. But I mean, look, it's no secret though, man. Queen's an amazing talent, man. But we knew that we knew that in June, we knew that in May, we knew that in March. There does needs to be some level of consistency. He can't go through a first half with only 3 touches, or 4 shot attempts. And they got the rest of this year to ultimately find that balance between this dude needs a lot of volume. He needs a lot of time spent on the basketball, but also I'm not going to allow you to be lazy in these other areas, because this is the way that you're going to get the best out of your career. So, that's the way I see it.
Well,
so, all right, y'all. Well, look, man, I got to get the hell up out of here, man, but I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Lito, Chaz, and Justin, and Five for doing last night's recap. I'll be honest, dog. I don't know when the Pelicans play again. Thursday. Oh man, we got a lot of time. Well, I won't be here. I will be on the airplane. But yeah, man, we will.
I don't know when the Pelicans gonna win again.
Thursday.
Oh. Okay.
He gets to go. Queen gets to go against Hanson Yang, bro.
That might be a game for Queen right there. He might feel like he got something to prove. Every big man, every young big, I feel like Queen gotta,
yeah, man. Thursday, in the city. Still, I feel like they been at the crib for a little bit now. So yeah, man. Thursday's the next game, 7 o'clock, December 11th. man, we appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Appreciate y'all for supporting the show, supporting everything that we do. As always, find us and the rest of the Propels Talk Boot Crew Media Crew post games. And yeah, man, if y'all got any comments, y'all got anything that anything topics y'all want us to talk about, any show ideas, Wahab, I have not forgotten about Pale Trials. I've not forgotten about it. We just have not been able to sit down and do it, but we will do it at some point. For my dog, Lito, for myself, Justin, Lala, we'll holler at y'all next time.
Peace.